Ah, Mother's Day. What a wonderful day it is. A day set aside to celebrate motherhood. A day to express our gratitude to the one person to whom we owe the very essence of life. To the person who we know loves us more than life itself. Our mother. Our mom. On Mother's Day in 1969, I was deep into my tour in Vietnam. I was a warrant officer, Huey helicopter pilot. It was my 11th month of a 12-month tour of duty. I was, as we used to say in those days, getting very short. Yep, 49 days in a wake-up, and I would be on the Saigon Freedom Bird headed home. Back to the world in Texas and in the arms of my girl, Marie. Mother's Day in 1969 fell on Sunday, May 11th. Coincidentally, that's the same date it falls on in 2025. How about that? This story I'm about to tell you is what happened on that Mother's Day way back in 1969. We were up early as usual. We headed to our assigned Huey chopper, nested and rested overnight in the safety of its revetment. We busily did the pre-flight inspection, loaded our M60 ammo, and stashed our C's and sodas for the day in the Huey's broad belly. The chatter that morning was all about our deep love for our mamas. All soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen have a strong and special love for their mother. We all miss being with them on this very special day. Mother's Day, May 11th, 1969. Well then, after the quick pre-flight, I saddled up, lit the turbine firebox, and watched as the blades slowly started to churn and the RPMs cranked up into the green. You know, to this day, I love the sound of the Huey starting up, especially in the cool of an early morning. The smell of the JP-8 combined with that very distinct whopping sound brings a heartfelt, warm feeling to my inner soul. In about 30 minutes or so, we would be in a place called Dong Tam, home of the 9th Infantry. We were to go there and pick up several loads of 9th Infantry grunts. The 9th. They were the tough guys, I'm going to tell you. We knew when we flew the men of the 9th there was a good chance we were going to get into some really hot action. It was probably going to be a rough day, this Mother's Day in 1969. We just needed to get through the insertions and back to the Tiger's Den before sunset with all souls alive and in good health. We had a popular expression back then when flying combat assaults with the boys of the 9th. Our operations officer would write on the mission board the night before, "Go Dong Tam, never come back." Ugh. As I revved up RPMs in my Huey and lifted to a low hover and slipped sideways out of the revetment, I called the tower for departure. The exchange went something like this. "Spartan Tower, this is Top Tiger Lead, over." "Good morning, Top Tiger Lead, go ahead." "Top Tiger Lead requesting departure for flight of 10 Top Tigers, over." "Roger, Top Tiger Lead. Winds 110 at 12 knots. You're clear for departure. Flight of 10, over. Roger that, Spartan Tower. Top Tigers flight of 10 on the goal. Good day. Roger, Top Tigers lead. You're clear. I nosed her over and the day began. As the flight of 10 cleared the Tiger's den and the trail aircraft passed by the tower, the controller unexpectedly sounded out in his usual cool and very calming voice, and he said, "And may I take this opportunity on this wonderful sunny Vietnam morning to extend my best wishes for a safe day and to wish each and every one of you Top Tigers a happy Mother's Day." Oh, my God. I glanced at my Peter Pilot and asked, "Did I hear what I think I heard?" Peter Pilot was shaking his head side to side with a big wide grin on his face. With a chuckle in his voice, he keyed his intercom and said, "Yes, sir. He just wished us all happy Mother's Day." Oh, as you can imagine, the mother's chatter in the flight just exploded. Every chalk in the flight had to get into the action with a witty, wise-ass mother's crack. Trail even chirped in with his report as we cleared the ramp. "Mother, Top Tiger lead. This is Mother, Top Tiger Trail. All Top Tiger mothers are up and clear. Over." It rapidly devolved into an uncontrollable mother of chatter. Many of those keyed remarks broadcasted that morning actually were quite funny. I can assure you, Warrant Officer chopper pilots are not lacking in their spirited wise-ass wit. But I thought, wait a minute. This is the United States Army. We need to maintain professional decorum and discipline, especially with radio chatter. And then I thought, I sure hope the old man isn't listening in on this Mother's Day chatter. I'm going to be in some really deep caca if he hears this chatter. Well, I liked and never got everyone settled down that morning. It seemed every Top Tiger in the flight had to key in and share his wise-ass version of a Mother's Day one-liner. Well, as it turns out, with some badly needed stress blown off that morning, the 68 Top Tigers soon settled down. After all, we're professionals, you know. We closed up into tight formation and turned to the southwest, heading onwards to Dongtam. Indeed, we had a very busy day ahead of us. Let's get everyone back safely, I thought. Then we can have a few beers and a lot of fun later on tonight in the O Club, talking about our very special Mother's Day in Vietnam. A soldier's humor seems to always break through the thick tension of the moment and relieve the stress in the air. That's just the way it is in the military. As you can see, I survived the Nam and got back to the world in one piece. Thank you, dear Lord, for your protection, I often prayed. I was indeed blessed to survive that treacherous war. In all my years since, I have often reflected on my good fortune. There, but for the grace of God, go I remind myself. But several years later, on another Mother's Day, I did my usual thing and went to Mom's house flowers and Hallmark card in hand. After presenting those pretty flowers to Mom and giving her a great big tight hug, Mom said to me, "Bobby, I sure missed your hugs that year you were in Vietnam." When she said those words, my mind quickly raced back to what that Spartan Tower controller broadcasted that morning on Mother's Day in 1969. I don't know why, but I decided then and there on that Mother's Day to share with my mom the story about what happened on this day long ago. Of course, I cleaned it up quite a bit, I had to. She's my mother after all. But my mom, she loved the story. To my surprise, she let out a huge laugh. I'm telling you, a real serious side-splitting belly laugh. My story cracked her up. My dad, sitting on his couch, thumping his pipe on the ashtray, just looked at me and grinned from ear to ear as he listened to my story, shaking his head side to side as I talked. I gotta tell you, though, my dad saw a lot of combat over Germany. He got shot down and survived as a POW for almost 2 years. So I knew he understood and was tickled by the military humor in that Mother's Day of 1969. I gotta also tell you, to this day I can still hear that loud, side-splitting laughter of my mom. It's incredible. She was a grand, good spirit. Geraldine Crane was just that kind of a mom. She had a great sense of humor, usually accompanied with a big smile and a laugh that would warm anybody's soul. Yes, that was my mom. She had to. After all, she was the wife of a retired Army Air Corps B-17 airman, and now the mother of a U.S. Army chopper pilot. A military wife and a military mother. God knows how much I miss her today, every time this day comes around. On Mother's Day, I miss your laughter. I love you dearly, Mom. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.